Hello, welcome back. This is Tom O'Connor again from the Story booth at the University of Florida, Levin College of Law e-Discovery Project, where we're just wrapping up, or about to wrap up, the 5th annual e-Discovery Conference. I don't think the gentleman here with me needs much of an introduction, but it's Bill Hamilton, Professor William Hamilton, who's the driving force behind this event. Bill, thanks so much from those of us who came. This has been another great day for the 5th year in a row. Great speakers, great topics. I particularly, and I've said this before, like the energy from the students. Mm-hmm. Students are very engaged and talking about what we're presenting to them and moving forward, which gives us hope for the future of the practice of law in the profession. But tell us your thoughts. How did the day go for you?
It's been a great day. I think it's been just fabulous. And yeah, we've worked hard here at the University of Florida to organize the conference, but the conference is made by you, Craig Ball, and many others that have come here to participate in the conference year after year. And I want to emphasize that, is that we have experts that have come here from around the nation, essentially not charging us any money, not for stipends, not for compensation, essentially coming here and volunteering their time to spend time with students to explain what this new cultural litigation culture is that involves electronically stored information or computer files. So I'm really thrilled and honored by the attendance, not only of the participants that come, the lawyers in the area and the online audience, but also by our conference faculty. It's a very special occasion.
Great. I was heartened to see my old friend and your colleague George Socha, who of course has passed the baton of the EDRM onto Duke University Law School and is now with BDO Consulting. George is always a great moving force, helping out once again.
Yeah, well, George is a dear friend, and he helped build this conference to what it is now. And he'll always be here and always be a part of it. He was a sponsor, BDO was again this year.
Okay, good.
Or not again, but for the first time this year, picking up the mantle. So George is integral to this, and he'll always be right there in the center of everything we do here at the University of Florida Conference.
And I can't help when I see George, he and I were both good friends with Jim Kane, who was a mover in the ABA in the law practice management section for years. I believe Jim was really George's mentor. I don't want to speak for George, but I know they were very close. And then, of course, both of us were also very good friends with our old friend Browning Marian, who also helped out here. I remember the time that Browning and I were at the ABA Tech Show, but did a session here via web conference from the DLA office up in Chicago.
Exactly, that was our first conference.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah,
that was fun.
It was great fun, and of course your book inspired. You were part of the inspiration for this conference. You wrote this neat little book, e-Discovery for the Small and Medium Case.
Yeah.
And I read that book and I said, this is what we have to do. This is the mission that this conference can accomplish. So you were the inspiration in large part behind this conference, and we're trying to continue that today because there's lots of advanced work being done in well-heeled operations, and that's wonderful stuff. We all build on the work that's gone before us, and no one's out there on the ocean by themselves. At the same time, the vast majority of attorneys practicing law are litigation culture. 90% of them don't have the luxury to work in those kinds of environment with that kind of support. So we have to provide that support here, and that's what we've tried to do year after year, and try to educate our students to go out in that environment and change the culture as well.
So let me ask a nuts and bolts question. One of the things, and I said this to you I think earlier today, one of the things about this conference that I particularly love, and I don't believe anybody else does this, is that you stream the conference live and make it available at a very reasonable price for people all around the country. How was the online attendance this year?
Great. We have over 100 inside the conference hall, which is just wonderful. I mean, you got to consider people are coming from around the state of Florida to this, from Tallahassee, coming in from Tampa. Gainesville is not nearby any major metropolitan areas. It's a wonderful virtue we have here, but also creates some logistical problems for our guests on occasion. So we have a great online attendance, both practitioners in the local area and people coming in, as well as students attending, and then the online audience is from literally around the nation. We have 350 online during the day.
Great.
So it started out to be kind of a Florida-focused event, if you will, but it isn't Florida-focused anymore. It's a national event, and I'm just frankly not aware of any other events that are streamed essentially free like this for the most part.
I do not know of one either.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is unique and one of the great features of the program that I see. So we'll do it again next year. You're going to put the band back together next year?
Absolutely. We're accomplishing things. We're making our mission is having an impact. Obviously, everybody's contributing to what's happening in e-discovery and what's becoming discovery and how to make our litigation process work. But this is a mission of legitimization of our public dispute resolution process that has to work well, and it's not going to work well as long as the attorneys that are in the middle of that don't understand they're working with computer files, bits of information that are electronically stored, and not working with paper, or clay tablets or something like that from 3,000 years ago.
Or, as Craig Ball might say, TIFFs.
Yeah, right.
The modern version of clay tablets.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, precisely, precisely. So it's really exciting. I think it's happening. Listening to the judges talking about what's happening with the attorneys coming into their courtroom, it's not deer in the headlight experience anymore.
Right.
It's like they're trying, and we can just give them the tools and what we know. I think it'll be applied. So I'm really pleased with things.
Great. I have one final question, which we've been asking all the people during the day, but before I ask that and put you on the spot with that question, any final thoughts, closing words, anything you'd like to say?
Just thanks to all the support that the University of Florida provides for this.
Yeah, beautiful setting. Beautiful school.
Setting.
The weather's been wonderful.
Our new dean is wonderful. She's behind the program 100%.
Oh, great.
And then the staff, time devoted to this, and also the foundation that provides the financial backing to make this happen. This is an expensive proposition, and essentially it's a public service provided by the University of Florida College of Law.
Great. Well,
and I'm very, very proud to be part of it.
Job well done. Yes, job well done. Great use of public funds and the school. That's great that they back you like that.
Yeah.
So the last question, and the one which we've been asking all of our interviewees today, is if you had or were to have a e-discovery superpower, if you were to become an X-Man of e-discovery, what would that superpower be?
We have the superpowers now. All we need to do is understand electronically stored information, understand the files, and we have the technology that allows us to get the right information quickly. And that's what we need to do. And what's happening is that allows us to resolve these disputes more quickly because we can get a hand on it. And the issue in most litigation is not who's going to win at the end of the day, but when is it going to settle and what's the best settlement for your client along the way. So we can get that information now and make litigation move at the speed of business, which really it has to do going forward to be continuing to be viable as a public dispute resolution process. And the public aspect of this is very, very important.
Right.
Arbitration is making inroads, and arbitration is great. It's right under the right certain circumstances, but you can't give up public dispute resolution because that creates confidence in the body politic, and that's so important, and that's what the mission of essentially electronic discovery is to make that process catch up with other business and human activities.
Right. So something in your answer made me think that instead of being an X-Man of e-discovery, you would in fact be the $6 million man of e-discovery. We have the knowledge, we have the power.
Right,
exactly. We can make it happen.
Yeah.
So on that note, thanks again for everything you've done. This has been a great program. Always enjoy coming here, and it's energizing to see the reaction, not just of the folks speaking, but the students themselves.
Thanks so much,
great.
Tom. I
Thank you.
appreciate your friendship.
You bet. Thanks.
Okay.